Hare Krishna. So Haridas Thakur was asked by Mahaprabhu about the glories of the holy name. He asked him to please speak about it. So how the conditioned souls could be liberated. So when Mahaprabhu was asking that, he was very happy about asking these questions and also wanted to share it. Therefore, this one principle comes which we can learn is we should be happy to hear from the other devotees. Therefore, in Friday evenings, I started the Friday satsang, where I am inviting many devotees to come and speak. Because what I understood, realized is that now when devotees come and share, they're given a topic to speak, prepare and speak. If they prepare and speak, now you get to know about the devotee more and more. And it is I am only sharing. So in that Friday satsang, at least we had 2-3 devotees who spoke very wonderfully. They spoke, and I want each one of you also will be given option, opportunity. So take it seriously and then share, speak for the sake of other devotees. So this is very important, that you are happy to hear from devotees and also you are happy to share with others. You are delighted to share with others. Only when you're happy to hear, you'll be delighted to share. If you're not happy to hear, you're not that inspiration, enthusiasm to share with others. आपके सामने opportunity है, फिर भी आप नहीं करेंगे. So when Mahaprabhu was asking him how the souls could be delivered, then Haridas Thakur started speaking about 3 aspects. How Krishna is independent. His independence, he exercises his power through his energies. And he is independent, but his energies are not independent. भगवान की जो शक्ति है वो नियंत्रण में है भगवान की. और कितना प्रकार की शक्ति है वो कहते हैं 3 प्रकार की शक्ति है, चित, अचित और वैभव. सो जीवा, चित, अचित और जीव वैभव. चित मतलब द स्पिरिचुअल एनर्जीज, अचित मतलब material energies, and the third jiva vaibhav. These are the living entities. These are the 3 energies of Krishna, or you can say the powers and glories of Krishna, by which actually Krishna exercises his independence, exercises his enjoyment everywhere. So these are the 3 energies of Krishna which are dependent fully on Lord. And then he elaborates. Last time we discussed on that, on the first aspect, the Chid Vaibhav. He elaborates on the spiritual energies. And there this point comes about how Krishna's name, fame, quality, form, pastimes, all are all Chid Vaibhav. They all are spiritual in nature. And they can never be contaminated by material modes of passion and ignorance. So that means the Krishna name, fame, quality, like we are discussing about Krishna now, we're discussing about Mahaprabhu, we're discussing about Harinaam, holy name. These all are not material, even though they appear to be material in the sense of the discussion what we are having in a platform in which we are discussing. They're all material, but the topics what we are discussing, they are all spiritual. Therefore, we have to see the percentage of our day. We have 24 hours. In the 24 hours, how many hours of your time goes in spiritual aspects? That means that much you are actually spiritualizing your life. There could be other times where you are taking care of very gross spiritual life. Therefore, we dovetail everything. We make everything devotional. We eat 3 times. So eating also we make it devotional, spiritual. And similarly, we go for outings. The outings we make it spiritual. So more you connect to Krishna name, fame, qualities, and pastimes, those activities become spiritual. Through any form of these things. Like you are traveling in your bike or in a car. and you are playing the kirtans. So that time actually you are connecting with the holy name. Or you're sitting in your office desktop, you're looking, you're taking out your Bhagavad Gita or Bhagavatam and reading it. Or you're doing japa, that all are that becomes spiritual. Your time becomes more, the investment of time goes more spiritual. And with your family, you're going for yatras, or you go to certain outings. Okay, you may have to balance your mental aspects also, but you have to try to dovetail or spiritualize as many things as possible in your life. This will make, and more you take up preaching activities, you can actually see that you can mold your life more spiritually, because that responsibility is there with you. So that is very crucial here, and that what Haridas Thakur is telling, that the Chid Vaibhav is nothing of this world. It is completely out of this world. The Chid Vaibhav, Krishna name, fame, qualities, and pastimes. The material world has a tinge of passion and ignorance mixed with everything. Even the goodness of this world is mixed with passion and ignorance. So passion se wajah se kya hota hai? Passion creates. So therefore, you see the Harinaam, the holy name, is not tinged with any passion. That means it is not created at a time. It is beginningless. It has no beginning. It is already there from the, so you cannot, there's no one point that holy name is created. Similarly, the holy name and the form, qualities, and pastimes of Lord are not tinged with ignorance. Ignorance means destruction. That means there is no satiation for these activities of name. Like when you chant the Harinam, there is no satiation. That means, okay, satiation ho jayega, bas ho gaya, itna se zyada nahi. There is no destruction of the pastimes, in the sense these won't get changed. I mean, these are all false. They can never be proved false. They actually bring out your identity. In that way, they purify you. This is a Chid Vaibhav. That's what he says. Second thing, he speaks about elaborately on the Achid Vaibhav, the material aspect. So there he mentions Virajara ye parayata vastu hoye Achita Vaibhava tava chauda loka maya. So chauda loka, the 14 planetary systems are material in nature. That means whatever endeavors we are doing in this material world for achieving any type of aspects, they all come under material. It's a material involvement. Maya ra Vaibhava boli bhale devi dam panchabhuta mano buddhi ahankarana. So these are 8 aspects. All of you know that. Earth, water, fire, air, ether, mind, intelligence, and false ego. These are the 8 aspects by which all 14 planetary systems are made of. In the 14 planetary system, the 7 top planetary systems are also material. Don't consider them to be spiritual, because they are material and they are very prominently influenced by a mode of goodness. कौन सा है? भूलो ये भूलोक भुवरलोक आर स्वर्गलोक महरलोक जनतप satya brahma loka. He says these 7 planetary system, Bhurloka, that is the where we all are saying Bhurloka. Bhuvarloka, the where ghosts and all the Danavas stay. And there is Swargaloka, where the pious people, they go and stay there. Maharloka, Janaloka, Tapaloka, Satyaloka, and Brahmaloka. In all these planetary systems, 7 planetary systems, the people are there, they all are in material only. That the lokas are on material, but they are prominently influenced by mode of goodness. More you go up, the goodness becomes more prominent. And then he says about 7 lower planetary systems. Like that, 14 total. Atala, Sutala, Adi, Nimna Loka, Sata, Mayeka, Vaibhava, Tava, Shuna, Jagannatha. So they are seven Atala, Vitala, Sutala, Talatala, Rasatala, Patala. So all these lokas are tinged with prominently ignorance. There is no sunlight there, therefore they are called as hellish planets, lower planets. And then he speaks about this third energy of Krishna. Haridas Thakur speaks, that is Jiva Vaibhav, the living entities. And these living entities are of basically two types. Mukta Jiva and Baddha Jiva. Mukta Jiva means the liberated souls. Sei Sukha Hetu Yara Krishnera Borila Krishna Parishada Mukta Rupeta Rahila. Why they are categorized as different energy than like we have spiritual and material, but Jiva is not considered spiritual only or material only. They are considered different energy. Why? Because Jiva, because of Krishna's mercy, because of their spiritual in nature prominently, they have free will. उनके पास एक फ्री विल है. भगवान ने ये फ्री विल जीवों को दिया है, ये एनर्जी को, जीव वैभव को इस फ्री विल दिया. इस फ्री विल की वजह से वो अपना चॉइस कर सकते हैं कौन सा जगह पे वो रहना चाहते हैं. मटेरियल एनर्जी की तरफ रहना चाहता है, झुक के रहेंगे, या फिर स्पिरिचुअल एनर्जी की तरफ झुक के रहेंगे. वो निर्णय खुद को लेने का शक्ति भगवान ने खुद दिया है. ये भगवान की कृपा है उनके प्रति. और यू कैन से इन दिस वे जीवास आर लिटिल यूनिक फ्रॉम चिद एंड अचिद वैभव. जीव वैभव इज डिफरेंट. सो मुक्त जीव कौन है? वन हु turns toward the spiritual energy fully. That is the Mukta Jiva. Sei Sukha Hetu Yara Krishna Varna. For search of happiness, they turn towards Krishna. Krishna Parashida Mukta Rupe Rahila. But the Baddha Jiva, how it is Bahirmukha Jiva or Baddha Jiva? उनका क्या सोच विचार रहता है? यारा पुण्य निज सुखा कोरिया भावना पार्श्व स्थित माया प्रति कोरिला कामना. उनको भी सुख पाने की इच्छा रहते, जैसे just like the Mukta Jiva, liberated soul, he also seeks pleasure, but for that he takes his own way of depending on material energy. He said, let me try with material energy. Just like you all go to Mayapur or Vrindavan, some places. It's completely spiritual. The entire holy Dham place is something. But still there also you have a choice to be materially oriented or spiritually oriented. When Bhagavatam class is going on in the temples there, or Harinaam Sankirtan is going on, deity worship is going on, you may choose to not go there and just remain and do time pass everywhere here and there. So that choices the living entity has. Similarly, in the material world, you have that choices. So these Bahirmukha, those who turn away from Krishna are called Nitya Baddha or Baddha Jiva, and those who turn towards Krishna are called as Mukta Jiva. And then the Baddha Jiva, they fall into the cycle of good deeds and bad deeds. वो अच्छा काम करेगा तो क्या करते हैं, स्वर्ग हायर प्लांटर में जाएंगे, बुरा काम करने से लोअर प्लांटर पे जाएंगे. इस प्रकार वो क्या करते हैं, अलग अलग स्पीसीज में अलग अलग लोकों में वो घूमते रहते हैं. कबू स्वर्ग उठे कबू निरय पड़िया 84 लक्ष योनि भोगे ब्रह्मिया ब्रह्मिया. हरिदास ठाकुर से 84 लाख स्पीसीज में वो भ्रमण करते रहते हैं. फिर भी very interesting point he brings here, Haridas Thakur. Actually, the discussion is not just like basic philosophical discussion. Here, Haridas Thakur brings out the glory of holy name and especially the mercy of Krishna. Still, Krishna is merciful to such living entity. What he does, that living entity, the Bahirmukha living entity, Jiva, the one who become independent like all of us, when we are choosing to be with material energy, Krishna helps those devotees, help those living entities. How it is? Mayara vaibhavaye anitya sukha chai tomara kripaya se anyaya se pai. Those Baddha Jiva who want Mayara Vaibhav, who want to get into Maya's Vaibhav, that is Achita Vaibhav, and Anitya Sukha Chai, they want that happiness which is temporary. Many of us want happiness. Prabhu, I don't want bliss, I want little happiness. चलेगा कुछ साल के लिए रहेगा, चलिए. ये सब क्यों पढ़ना है? करते थोड़ा मजा लेते दुनिया का. मजा लेने में क्या प्रॉब्लम है प्रभु? दुख तो आएगा, वो भी झेल लेंगे. तो अनित्य सुख चाहे तुम्हारे कृपया से अनाय से पार. He says you bestow them that benedictions by which they can enjoy temporary happiness. How he does? किस प्रकार भगवान ने ये करते हैं? से सुख प्राप्ति उपाय शुभ कर्म यथा निर्म निरमिले धर्म यज्ञ yoga homa vrata. He gives various types of activities. You created dharma, that is varnashram dharma. See, varnashram dharma, which many of the devotees are supposed to follow very strictly, is an opportunity for the people to enjoy middle world properly. Krishna created that. He created dharma, yagna. Yagna means there is like some agni homas, which are very important. If they perform that, they will go to heavenly planets. And homa matlab the purificatory ceremonies, like samskaras, like we do for children, from childhood to till the time they get vivaha. These all are opportunities where a person can actually enjoy this better world. When you do those things, you get satisfaction in this world. This is Krishna's creation. Okay, Krishna created this. And vratas. There are many types of vratas which are there. We are not taking care about spiritual vratas, here material vratas. These vratas also help on better. And shubha karma, like doing pious activities of giving charity to needy people, feeding food for people, like that. Doing such shubha karma, that brings a lot of happiness to middle happiness. Sei sabha subha karma sada jodamai chinmai pravritti tabe kabu na milaya. But Haridas Thakur says, oh Lord Gauranga, but I would say that Krishna helps all these people, but all these activities, all these dharma, jnana, karma, yoga, homa, vratas, all these things cannot give them spiritual life. They will not give entrance to spiritual world. They are not spiritual only actually. They are not in spiritual in nature. Therefore, they cannot award you the spiritual happiness. Only one attains material benefits from that. So enjoying these things over a period, and a person is expecting that he will get spiritual peace, it's a great mistake. Haridas Thakur says. मान लीजिए किसी भक्त को ये लगता है कि प्रभु मैं ये सब कार्य कर रहा हूँ, थोड़ा पायस एक्टिविटीज भी हो जाता है, थोड़ा मैं अपना वर्णाश्रम धर्म से सेट हो गया लाइफ में, अच्छा ड्यूटीज निभा रहा हूँ, ये कर रहा हूँ, and expecting that I will be spiritually happy, that is a big mistake. Haridas Thakur says it's not possible, because they only give you temporary material pleasures. They cannot give you permanent spiritual bliss, because there is no spiritual aspect in it, within it. It is completely jiva, the bahirmukha. But Krishna gives all these facilities one wants to enjoy. And how to raise above that condition? So Mahaprabhu says, okay, they're happy, and you are saying that they'll not get spiritual peace. They'll remain with that. They should not remain in that illusion. But how can they come out of that? Can they come out of this and attain spiritual happiness? Yes. He says, how? Kabu yedi sadhu sange janite se pare ami jiva Krishna das yaha maya pare. Only because they are performing so many pious activities and that living a life like that, they may happen to get association of sadhus. And in that sadhu sangha, the devotee association, sadhu means devotee. In that devotee association, he understands that I am spirit soul, Krishna's servant. And all these activities are in the realm of Maya, and I should come out of it. So, and this type of sadhu sangha is possible only by performing very rare pious deeds. ऐसा सुकृति करना पड़ता है व्यक्ति को वो साधु संग मिलने के लिए. This is very important. And then there are some people who are not activity oriented, but what do you call, technically oriented. I mean, from knowledge perspective, knowledge oriented. So for them, Krishna awards them, what is that? Brahman effulgence. He gives the Vedic knowledge very elaborately. Se sabaloke rajanya tumi dayamay jnana kanda brahma vidya diya cha nischay. There are some people who are not activity oriented in material life, but they are knowledge oriented. But the knowledge is more of material aspects. So for them, you give jnana kanda. In Veda, the jnana kanda. One can actually get into 6 systems of philosophy, very elaborately study them, understand them, and get the titillation. And what happens with them? They generally take shelter of Mayavadi philosophy after over a period, such mentally oriented, speculative oriented, and then they enter Brahma Jyoti. They merge into Brahman. But problem with this Brahman is this is not completely spiritual. In the sense, you can say, not completely satisfying. Even though it is spiritual, it will not be satisfying. Because the soul is looking for an activity. The soul is looking for rasa. You're always looking for pleasure. And there's no pleasure in that Brahma effulgence. Sei Brahma tava anga kanti jyotirmoy viraja paristita tahe hoye loy ye sabha asure Vishnu karena samhar tahore ye sabe Brahma yahe paya par. So ye Brahma Jyoti is not the ultimate thing. It is only a ray of Lord. It's a rays of Lord. From Lord's body, rays are coming out, and that are that. Just remaining there, a soul cannot be satisfied. So therefore, he says, karma, those who are aspiring for karma yoga or jnana yoga, you can say, Haridas Thakur say, they are all are material. They cannot attain spiritual peace. Karma jnani ubayaye Krishna bahirmukha kabo nahi ashwadaya Krishna dasya sukha. So they will never taste. They can never taste. Those who are oriented towards karma and jnana, such people can never taste Krishna dasya rasa, the sweetness of being a servant of Krishna. That is their unfortunate position. So then Haridas Thakur elaborated on a very important principle, which will bring to one to the holy name. He says that the persons who oriented from the karma and jnana, if there is bhakti involved in it, then they may gradually commit. So bhakti mishra karma, he speaks about that. There he says, Shraddhavan hoye Krishna bhakta sangha kare name roche jive daya bhakti pata dare. It's only a faithful person who comes in devotee association. He will get the nama ruchi, jiva daya, and bhakti pata. He walks on the path of devotional service. But those who are not oriented in this way, but towards karma, if some bhakti element is there, then that path becomes hopeful. Actually, bhakti path is only hopeful, but those who are not in that bhakti path, those in karma path and jnana path, they need some bhakti element. How it is, he mentions very elaborated. He says, those who are on the karma and jnana, for them, Haridas Thakur says, "Oh Lord, you have given them indirect path." What is indirect path? Sometimes you see there are people who are doing karmic activities, varnashrama dharma. When they perform it now over a period, now performing varnashrama dharma under the guidance of a genuine brahmanas, what happens is they get understanding that Vishnu is all in all, and in that way they gradually can take up to bhakti. Similarly, jnana, those who are analyzing jnana, they gradually, under the guidance of a genuine master, they understand that beyond Brahmajyoti, there is Paramatma. And beyond Paramatma, there is Bhagavan. And they aspire for that Paramatma and Bhagavan. And they get into yoga aspects. So this is how he says, karmi varnashrame taki sadhu sange kari karma maje bhakti kare gauna pata dhari. This is an indirect path of devotional service. That means bhakti mishra karma, where in varnashrama, associating with saintly people, a person is performing devotional service gradually. Similarly, in the jnana path also it happens like that. Jnane sukritira bole bhaktera kripaya anaya bhakti te shraddha anaya sepaya. By devotees' mercy, even some jnanis get to devotional service gradually. So, on walking on this path of indirect devotional service, this is called as indirect devotional service. It is not direct because here karma is main and jnana is main. That means fruit activity, performing fruit activity is main important, and then analyzing knowledge is very important. But usme, if they happen to get sadhu sangha or such very genuine people, then they come into devotional service. Therefore, it is called as indirect devotional path. However, Haridas Thakur says, "Oh Lord, in the Kali Yuga, this indirect devotional service is very, very difficult. Satya Yuge, Dhyana Yoge, Kata Shri Gane, Shuddha Kari Dile Prabhu, Nicha Bhakti Dhone." Oh Lord, in Satya Yuga, when people were doing Dhyana Yoga, sitting for years meditating on the Paramatma, it was very tough. But oh Lord, you are merciful and you gave them bhakti. Nija Bhakti Dhane. You gave your own bhakti to them. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he says. And then what happened? Next Yuga came. Treta Yuge Yagna Karme Aneka Shodile Dwapare Archana Marge Bhakti Bilaile. Oh Lord, you never left even those people of Treta Yuga who are performing yagnic sacrifices. Lot of karmakandi yagnic sacrifices. And through them also you gave devotional service and liberated them. Because without devotional service, they could never be liberated. It's not by performing jnana, what you call dhyana yoga in Satya Yoga or sacrifices in Treta Yuga that a person is liberated. No, they have been given bhakti by Lord. And that bhakti was made very easy to them during that ages. And similarly, in the Dwapara Yuga, when Archana, deity worship is there elaborate, not that they got liberated through deity worship. In deity worship, there are names of Krishna recited. So he has given bhakti element is included very strongly. And because of which, Haridas Thakur is saying that Mahaprabhu, you could easily liberate them in those three yugas. But in Kali Yuga, he says, Kali Agamane Nata Jivera Durdasha Deki Jnana Karma Yoga Chadile Barasha. He says, unfortunately, in Kali Yuga, and when Kali Yuga came, the Dhyana Yoga, Karma Yoga, and Jnana Yoga, all these in which the Bhakti element you are trying to introduce in the earlier ages, this is very difficult because the Kali Yuga people are very unfortunate. Why? What is their unfortunate? Alpayu, Bahupida, Bala Buddhi Risha, Yei Saba Upadrava, Jive Koila Grasha. The Jivas in Kali Yuga are bounded by Alpayu, very less age. They live for very less time. Bahupida. And in that less time also, there are intense types of difficulties which they go through. Bala buddhi, unka buddhi, rasha, bala buddhi rasha. Bala is strength is mitigated, and their buddhi also mitigated. Therefore, when they perform karmic activities, varnashram activities, they are unfortunate. They don't get genuine people. There are many false people who come into picture and take benefit of the ordinary people's situation, and they make money or they exploit them. Similarly, the jnana yogis or dhyana yogis, they want to refer to scripture, but they don't get a genuine teacher. They all are motivated with a desire to be merged in the Brahman, or even that is not there. They get into fruity activities, social activities. They hardly get any genuine person, and that's how they're most unfortunate. And they don't have much time. They hardly focus on spiritual life. Kali Yuga people, and they want to focus. They don't have any genuine association, and that is the reason Mahaprabhu, what he did is, Haridas Thakur says, Mahaprabhu, you have reduced their faith in karma and jnana yogas. In karma yoga and jnana yoga, you reduced their faith. People will not have confidence in these two. अरे ये तो होगा नहीं, क्योंकि उधर उनका मतलब उनका क्वालिफिकेशन ही नहीं हो पा रहा है उसमें आगे बढ़ने के लिए. So, in fact, following this path is a great obstacle in the life of people. And that is the time, oh Lord, you became so merciful, Haridas Thakur says. And he speaks 4 verses. Today we'll conclude our topic with these 4 verses, very amazing verses. Haridas Thakur is speaking. The holy name is the direct path. He says, Prabhu, tumi jivera mangala chinta kori. For the Kali Yuga people's mangal, especially Kali Yuga people, okay? Mangala kori, chinta kori, you're thinking about their deliverance. And Kali Yuge Nama Sange Swayam Avatari. तो वो कहते हैं कि कलयुग में आप स्वयं प्रकट हुआ है हरिनाम के साथ. So Mahaprabhu, you personally came with the holy name. Yuga Dharma Pracharila Nama Sankirtana Mukya Pate Jiva Paye Krishna Premadana. You taught them Nama Sankirtan. This is Yuga Dharma. And then you mentioned to them, by following this path, the condition shall can attain Krishna Prema. Mukya Pate Jiva Paya Krishna Premadana. You will active it. You will achieve that. Namera Smarana Ara Nama Sankirtana Yehi Matra Dharma Jive Koribe Palana. In this way, the living entities, especially Kali Yuga people, will perform dharmic activities. How? Just by doing Nama Sankirtan. Therefore, you see, Haridas Thakur's confidence and faith in the Yuga Dharma. He is not asking people to do karma also, jnana also. He said that those won't work and they will not give you liberation. They are in category of Jadavidya only, especially in Kali Yuga. They are in Jadavidya category. They don't have that ability or opportunity or that capacity to deliver you. Only what you can deliver you is Harinam, Nama Sankirtan, Namera Smarana and Nama Sankirtana. Nama Smarana, how it happens? By hearing. Hearing and Nama Sankirtana, chanting. Hearing and chanting. These are the 2 activities. And then he says, Yayita sadhana sehi sadhyaya bahoila upaya upeya madhya vedana rohila. This is the process and this is the conclusion. प्रभु ठीक है, हम चैंटिंग कर रहे हैं, डिवोटी के संग में श्रवण कर रहे हैं, तो इससे क्या प्राप्त होगा? आप बाद में इसमें रुचि डेवलप होगा और यही सुनना चाहते हैं और यही कहना चाहते हैं. ये बात करें. साध्यरा साधने आरा नाही अंतराय अन्याय से तारा जीवा तुम्हारा कृपया. On this path, there are no obstacles in attaining the goal. Oh Lord, by your mercy, the conditions easily attained. So this is saying that ये बात में कोई प्रकार का आपत्ति नहीं है, परंतु भक्त को प्रॉब्लम होता है यही बात करने के, you know, following this path of chanting and hearing only they have difficulties. But here Haridas Thakur is saying that there are no difficulties. So what does that mean? If one is committed to this path, he will not experience any difficulties. If we are not committed only to this path of chanting and hearing, then you will have all difficulties in doing that. So we should exclusively have the confidence and taste in hearing and chanting. Then that path won't have any obstacles. There are no obstacles only. The fact that we are experiencing obstacles means we are not prioritizing it. We are not highlighting on this. We are not developing taste in it. So therefore, Haridas Thakur very amazingly says, and then he says, "Oh Lord, Amita and Adhama Ati Majiya Vishaye Nabajinu Namatavi Ati Muda Hoye." Oh Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Haridas Thakur says, I am a Muda. Even though you have come in the form of holy name, you are personally, you are there with me in association. But I am not having the taste in holy name. I am so unfortunate. I am such a fool. I don't worship your holy name. And then, Dhara 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 Chakshe Brahma Haridas Podila Prabhura Pade Chadiya Nishwas. Fell at the feet of Mahaprabhu, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, asking, please be merciful. And he started crying. I am not having that faith in holy name. You are merciful. You are every time merciful. To a karmi also you are merciful. The person who is left you and came to this material world, you are merciful. To Jnani also you are merciful. And Kali Yuga people understanding their position, you came in the form of holy name. But in the form of holy name, when you are coming, you are showing all your mercy and potency, energy, everything. But I am a third class fellow. I am a Moda. I am not worshipping your holy name. Hari Bhakta Bhakti Matre Vinodayahara Harinama Cintamani Jivanatahara. He concludes this first chapter, the glories of holy name, by Bhaktivinoda Thakur telling that, by mentioning this, how humility plays a very important role for starting chanting. When you understand how glorious the holy name is, especially for Kali Yuga. Kali Yuga, there is no other hope, Prabhus and Matajis. There is no other hope. But unfortunately, what is hope? The only thing, we are losing hope on that. Why we are losing hope? Not because it's not working, but we are not applying it. We may not be applying it very honestly in our life, in chanting and hearing. Therefore, it's a sincere request to all those devotees who are attending today's session, or those who are hearing this session, that we have to prioritize. And you don't have to do other activities could be compromised. Other karmic activities, jnanic activities could be compromised. But this can never be compromised. Hearing and chanting. And more we highlight holy name in our life, more we will be protected. And Krishna, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself is assuring. Therefore, what Haridas Thakur is saying, sighing and tears streaming from his eyes, Haridas fell at Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's feet. So this is what we have to do. We need to take shelter of Panchatattva. Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Sri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Before chanting, when you chant this mantra, you should understand these 5 personalities have come only for you. Only to give you only one thing, that is holy name. They are not given to give variety of things. All 5 of them came, they give only holy name to you. Hare Krishna mantra. When you chant this mantra, you should remember how you are fortunate in Kali Yuga. You don't have to tax your brain for karmic activities or for the intellectual speculation, philosophical speculation. You only have to worry about giving, your time and energy and priority for Harinam, for which all these 5 great personalities have appeared. And you should feel fortunate that they appeared just 500 years back. And you should feel fortunate that you are in that association where holy name is being given priority. And this is the glory of Srila Prabhupada. He could have prioritized many other things in life. But you see, while he's expanding the mission of Chaitanya ISKCON, he never compromised on the holy name. Every day, morning, Prabhupada used to chant his rounds. In Bhagavatam, is the beginning Kirtan and the end Kirtan. And the Bhagavatam, the topic is on the Bhakti. The conclusion of that class will be on Bhakti. And devotees are told to distribute books, sevas. All sevas are related to prachar of holy name, Harinaam prachar, Bhakti prachar. In the deity worship, every aspect is given the holy name. Holy name is included. He introduced the samskara by which devotees could remember the Krishna Namasmarana could be done more and more. All types of preaching activities, the main focus is Harinam. So we are very fortunate to have such association because of Mahaprabhu and Srila Prabhupada. Remembering this, we should chant and we should prioritize it very much. If still, even after hearing all these things, we don't prioritize holy name, I think, Hare Prabhu, dekhte kab hoga, kab nahi hoga. It is not okay. So, any questions on this aspect? What we discussed today. This is the first chapter of the Harinam Cintamani, Nama Mahima. The glory of the holy name. Haridas Thakur himself is telling Mahaprabhu all these details. Yeah, any questions on this? What is it understandable? You are finding it relevant? Is it helping you in your chanting aspect? Please, I would like to hear from the devotees. Yeah. Hare Krishna. Anyone would like to comment something?
Yes, Prabhuji, like by hearing this, we are unable to understand how fortunate we are. And like in the age of Kali, we are actually got connected to the right path without any without connecting to other different sub parts. And we have all the association that is there given to us. That is one. And second, we see that how Haridas Thakur is very humble. Yeah, even though he's chanting so much, like still he's seeing that he wanted to improve further. He's not having faith. Yes, that is one I want to share.
Actually, you go out and you start preaching, now you realize many people are unfortunate. They don't have association only. And they are spaced out. And they get into so many complicated karmic activities, the karma yoga, so many complications, so many corrupted people are there. They get into their mess. And some jnani who are mentally speculated oriented. I meet one guy, he's a very big guy in his life. I went to meet weekly or monthly twice. I go to his house. Very unfortunate. So much mental speculation he does. Well, I feel very fortunate that you're saved from that thing. Already your life is very less, and you are already burdened with so many material responsibilities. In that, you are so fortunate that you get into an association where the pure thing is focused. Priority is given on holy name. So after getting all these things, and we say that Prabhu chanting ke liye samay nahi hota hai, तो बाद में कर लेंगे, hearing क्या करेंगे Prabhu, reading करना वो भी देख लेंगे क्या है, मतलब therefore you have to feel more bad than Haridas Thakur. Haridas Thakur is feeling, अरे महाप्रभु आप स्वयं मेरे सामने हैं, हरिनाम है, बट मैं सीरियसली नहीं ले रहा. हम उनसे हम उसी कोने को हम देखेंगे, हम भी हमारे पास है भक्त का संग, प्रभुपाद की किताब है, गुरु का वाणी है, सब कुछ है, फिर भी नहीं चलता. Therefore we have to let very important. Thank you very much, Kamraj. So we will conclude here. I think our we'll not have the chanting session right now because I need to move by the Bhagavatam class. We'll take some prasad. Okay. Thank you very much. Shri Harinaam Cintamani ki. Shri
Jai.
Chaitanya Mahaprabhu ki.
Jai.
Jai.
Haridas Thakur ki. Jagat Guru
Jai.
Shri Gaur.
Hari Hari Bol.
Hari Hari Bol. Hari Bol.